You are welcome. This is the Messiah Revelation Ministry, an end-time ministry that looks at prophetic events. In this discussion, this episode, we are looking at the mark of the beast. Why is it important to focus on the mark of the beast? Is the world preparing for the mark of the beast? And what are the consequences for accepting the mark of the beast? The mark of the beast is the focus of the book of Revelation, chapter 13. And chapter 14 of the book of Revelation also talks about the mark of the beast. And chapter 16 of the book of Revelation also has some discussions about the mark of the beast. Why is the mark of the beast very important? It's important because at the time when we see the distribution of the mark of the beast, we know that we are in the last days, and it will be too late. Too late for people who accept the mark of the beast without knowing the consequences of the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast will not be around until the time of the Antichrist, but the preparation for the mark of the beast is going on. The final form of the mark of the beast will come, as at this time we do not know the final form of the mark of the beast, but we will look at how the world is preparing for the mark of the beast. The agents of Lucifer are preparing for the mark of the beast, and we know that we are at that time looking at developments in the financial system and development is a technological innovation. They are all pointing to the time of the coming of the Antichrist. We also have to remember the mark of the beast is very important. It is something that has eternal consequences, but people mock the mark of the beast. They mock the Antichrist. They mock the beast system. Apostle John saw events that will happen in the last days, and he could not describe them better, but he tried. He used the imagery of the beast to describe the Antichrist, the final kingdom that will happen. And he saw the Antichrist or the beast distributing the mark of the beast. People are mocking God, they are mocking the book of Revelation, they are scoffing at the beast system. And it is not only ordinary people who are doing that. They are leaders who are mocking the mark of the beast. And of course, we have the president of the United States, former President Barack Obama, who even named his automobile after the beast. And the mockers and scoffers are many, include celebrities who have the number of the beast inserted on their bodies, tattoos, and people's driver's number plates, car number plates, have the number 666. They have tattoos on their bodies, and they mock the Bible, and they are not expecting the mark of the beast. And there are people who expect the mark of the beast, and they love it. They wear T-shirts with inscription, "I love 666." I love Satan. Of course, people go to a church, and the name of the church is the Church of Satan. It's all part of Bible prophecy, because in the last days, as Apostle Peter said, there will be mockers and scoffers, and they will be asking the time, when is Jesus coming, and when is the mark of the beast coming, when is the Antichrist coming. It's all part of Bible prophecy. So the mark of the beast is very real. The mark of the beast is real. It will happen in this world, and it will happen in the last days, and we are very close to the last days. Because it's very, very, very important to understand the consequences of accepting the mark of the beast. The Bible has references warning people about the mark of the beast. And we look at the book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 2, where Apostle John saw 7 angels with the 7 bowls of judgment ready to pour on the world. And Apostle John saw the first angel with the bowl of God's wrath pouring it. Revelation chapter 16, verse 2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth. And there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. The first class of people to be tormented were those who accepted the mark of the beast. The angel of the bowl of wrath, the first angel, poured his bowl on those who accepted the mark of the beast. Why will God first torment, punish, judge those who accept the mark of the beast? Why will he destroy them first? It means that the mark of the beast is very, very serious. Serious to the extent that out of the 7 angels, the first angel targeted those with the mark of the beast. So the mark of the beast is very serious. It's very serious because if you accept it, you lose your salvation and you'll be tormented in fire and brimstone. And so as we read the book of Revelation, 3 angels will be sent in the last days, and the first angel will speak about everlasting gospel. We want people to fear God. If you fear God, you will not sin. You will not worship the mark of the beast. You will not worship the image of the Antichrist. And the second angel will go and proclaim the fall of Babylon, and God's judgment will fall on Babylon. And the angel will warn people to come out of her, Babylon. In the last days, we know the Babylon we are talking about. It is a country that is technologically developed, and it's a country that is leading in the technologies that will be used as a precursor for the mark of the beast. We are talking about Babylon, United States. And the other angel, the third angel, will warn people not to accept the mark of the beast. And so it is a third warning. The first angel says, fear God. If you fear God, you will not worship the mark of the beast, because the book of Revelation is telling you not to accept the mark of the beast. And Babylon will fall, and the angel says, come out of Babylon. And it's because Babylon will lead the world in the distribution of the mark of the beast. And so the angel is telling you, come out of her, my people. It's spiritual coming out, and there will be a time that will be a physical coming out. A physical coming out in the sense that Lot had to physically leave Sodom and Gomorrah. It is not a spiritual living Sodom. It's not spiritually living Sodom and Gomorrah. It will also involve physically leaving Sodom and Gomorrah. Don't accept the mark of the beast. And the tail angel will warn people about the consequences of accepting the mark of the beast, as we read from the book of Revelation, chapter 14, verse 9. The third angel And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or his right hand, Revelation 14, verse 10 continues, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb of God. Simply, this statement says that if anybody accepts the mark of the beast, worship the image of the beast, that person, a man or a woman, or whatever gender you have, if you accept the mark of the beast, you will be tormented in fire and brimstone, in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb of God. And when we're talking about judgment by fire and brimstone, there are several instances where there are judgment by fire and brimstone. Sodom and Gomorrah destroyed by fire and brimstone. The habitation of the wicked will be destroyed with fire and brimstone. Babylon will be destroyed with fire and brimstone. It means if America is the Babylon we are talking about, the final destiny of America will be judgment with fire and brimstone. And most importantly, those who accept the mark of the beast, based upon Revelation 14, verse 10, will be destroyed with fire and brimstone in the presence of the angel of God and in the presence of the Lamb of God. Those who are working on the mark of the beast, they have segmented the process. When I say segmented the process, they've divided the process into several components. And one of the components include requirement for a cashless society. And when people are moving towards a cashless society, the end time agenda is the mark of the beast. They are not moving towards cashless society just for economic innovation or for health reason. It's not because if you hold paper currency, it is bad. It's because it is part of the end time agenda of the mark of the beast. The other component is the digital component, digital platforms, payment system for buying and selling. It's all part of the cashless society. It's all part of the movement towards a funnel system that will be used by the Antichrist. And governments are involved. It is not only private companies moving towards a cashless society. Governments are involved, and governments are innovating, they are contemplating, they are planning, and they are legislating for central bank digital currency system, central bank digital currency system, CBDCs, and that will allow them to move towards a cashless society. It will allow the central banks of nations to control the financial system. And for you to accept the financial services, you need to have the requirements. One of the requirements will be biometric ID system. And they are planning on a global scale to have a global biometric identification system for anybody who is born anywhere in the world. And of course, they also have the facial recognition technologies that will allow them to scan people's faces. And so your privacy is not important now. You don't have any privacy, whether your health information, data, whatever you do, your habits, and even your habit online. They can monitor it, they can survey it, It will be a time of monitoring and surveillance and control. If you live in certain countries, you see monitors on streets, surveillance cameras in places all over, and it's because we are moving towards a final age, the age of surveillance, digital surveillance, electronic surveillance, physical surveillance, so that the Antichrist will know who you are, where you are, and what you are doing. And if they are looking for you, they can get you. The technology that we see in this world, they are all part of the final days technologies, and the Antichrist will use it. Lucifer is the prince of this world. If you read the book of John, on 3 different occasions, Apostle John described Lucifer as the prince of this world. The governments in this world are controlled by Lucifer. We do not wrestle with flesh and blood. We wrestle with principalities and powers. We wrestle with spiritual wickedness in high places. We wrestle with rulers of darkness who they meet in international forum, and the forum is not transparent, and they are meeting in darkness, and they are planning a system in darkness. Is the system, the funnel system that will be used by the Antichrist. You remember that if you accept the mark of the beast, you will lose eternity. There's good news for those whose name are written in the book of life. Revelation 13 verse 8 says that those whose name are written in the book of life will not accept the mark of the beast. So if you see anybody accepting the mark of the beast, the the implication is that that person's name is not found written in the book of life. Revelation 13 verse 8 talks about it. Revelation 17 verse 8 also talks about it. So that is the good news. Nobody should force you to accept the mark of the beast. The agents of Lucifer are working tirelessly, putting down the platforms, technological platforms, the cultural platforms, and the psychological platforms, the psychology of deception, innovation, and convenience. They are using all those things to prepare for the mark of the beast. But the mockers will mock the mark of the beast. They will have tattoos on their bodies. They will have T-shirts with the inscription, I love 666. And when you see that, you just pray for those people because it's likely that their names are not found written in the book of life, and they will accept the mark of the beast, and they will be destroyed. They will be destroyed with fire and brimstone, based upon what the angel said in Revelation chapter 14, verses 9 to 10. We are at the time of the mark of the beast. The final mark of the beast will come. But if you take your Bible, you take your phone, and you also watch TV, and you look at what is going on in the world, newspapers, all the segments of the mark of the beast are now in place. Facial recognition technology are in place. Digital payment platforms are in place. And there's a movement towards cashless society. And there's also a movement towards global biometric identification system. And they are laying the framework, the framework, the foundation for Revelation 13, verse 16 to 17. The rich and poor, the slaves and masters, the children and parents, everybody, they will be required to have the mark of the beast, without which nobody can sell, nobody can buy. Prophecy will be fulfilled, and the book of Revelation will be fulfilled. It is incumbent for everybody to watch the news, to watch the technological developments, and be aware that we need to be aware that for anybody who accepts the mark of the beast, and the person will be eternally tormented with fire and brimstone, and based on Revelation 14, verse 10. Thank you for watching this video. This is Messiah Revelation Ministry. Thank you very much.